Hello everyone and welcome to the Battle for Azeroth beta. This time I am doing the Beast Mastery Hunter, as you can see here. And of course, they are a master of the wild who can tame a wide variety of beasts to assist him or her in combat. So of course, I'm gonna go over the main rotation for the class, and then I'm gonna do a quick overview of the talents to give you a good idea of what you can expect from this class. So starting off with the rotation here, we have Kill Command on a 6.5 second cooldown. It's your main ability that does the most damage. The only drawback is that you have to have your pet at all times. So if they're not in line of sight or not summoned, you simply cannot use the ability, and this is probably one of your best abilities that you can use. And then we have another ability called Cobra Shot. Probably your second best ability in the sense that it reduces the cooldown of Kill Command every time you use it, and also it's a good ability to use when you have nothing else to do, like your main kind of dump ability, I like to call. Then we have Barbed Shot, which is a DOT. It does damage over time, specifically bleed damage, and when you use that, it gives your pet a 30% speed increase, stacking up to 3 times, and it generates 20 focus over 8 seconds, with 2 charges on a 10-second cooldown for a recharge. Bestial Wrath is our cooldown, kind of a quick cooldown, 1.5 minutes. It gives you a 25% damage buff to you and your pet, and Bestial Wrath's remaining cooldowns reduced by 12 seconds when you use Kill Command. Kindred Spirits increases your health in exotic beasts, allows you to tame exotic pets, which the other hunter specs cannot do. What that means exactly, I'm going to show you. With this pet utility, we use Beast Lore, and it says that it's tameable, right? It's a regular beast. Any hunter could tame this beast. But for the Beast Mastery Hunters, when you get things like this, right? Some crazy exotic looking pets, and you go ahead and use the Beast Lore on this animal, and you see right there it's tameable, but it's exotic. So of course only a Beast Mastery Hunter can tame this pet, which is a cool perk to have. There's some pretty cool beasts out there that you can tame, especially in this new expansion. So again, just remember your rotation with Cobra Shot, Kill Command, Barb Shot. That's like the majority of it, of course. Then you have like Chimera Shot, which is a Talon Point that I have. I'll show you in a little bit. Counter Shot will silence your enemies. Stampede, also from the Talon Points, very powerful. I'll show you that. And then Dire Beast, which I think is a staple to the rotation. It's a Talon Point, but I recommend you get this just because, I don't know, it has a good flow when you have a bunch of beasts helping you and it gives you a buff. I think that's pretty awesome. And of course, just like any other class, you have your defensive and movement speed increases and little tricks to get you out of situations. But hunters have traps, right? Like a freezing trap, which freezes your target. And then we also have a tar trap, which slows down their movement speed. Area of effect, right? And then the pet utility with Beast Lore tells you information. Dismiss your pet, feed your pet to heal them up. And most importantly, Mend Pet, which should be on your action bar because it heals them for a lot. And you can use this pretty frequently, and it really out heals any damage that would be taking from any enemies. Things are really powerful. If you're not familiar with hunters, of course you want them to follow you, and you want them to be on assist mode so they can be helping you out at all times. So with the Talon Points, just going to do kind of a quick overview here. Don't want to get too boring and technical with all these abilities, but the first tier here, some of them are just like changes on your cooldown and damage buffs and such, depending on a condition. But most importantly, I'd have to say the last one, which is Dire Beast. It summons a beast that increases your haste for 10% and assists you in combat for 8 seconds. And it's on a 20-second cooldown, so it's like every encounter you can use them. Of course, you have some other ones with the ability Chimera Shot. It's an AoE ability. The third tier is defensive stuff like help you run away or heal you up, or hide, you know, camouflage. Then this tier here can help with your abilities, especially with Murder of Crows. Very strong ability to have. Binding Shot, which is, again, help you get out of a tricky situation. It reduces the cooldown on some important abilities. This tier here gives you some damage from your pet. Barrage AoE ability and Stampede. As you notice, they're all AoE abilities, the strongest being Stampede, and the most practical maybe Barrage and Stomp. And then the last one, Aspect of Beast, just a straight up 30% buff to your pet and 50% increase in the effectiveness of its passive abilities. And then we have like Killer Cobra, which reduces the cooldown of kill command, and Spitting Cobra, which is another ability for more damage. So as you can see, of course, just like every other class, you have your talents that increase the damage that you do, or reduces the cooldown of something, or helps you heal up and get away from a bad situation. And of course, you have your other specific abilities. Now, of course, the talents have their own tree, of course. They have a tank and a damage spec. Just choose whichever one you find useful. So I'm going to show you some combat here. You can send your pet into combat using Shift T. That's the default command. And you can literally just Cobra Shot and Kill command if you're feeling lazy. And of course, Cobra Shot, my #1 ability, reduces the cooldown of Kill command by 1 second for every use. So you can be using Kill command very frequently. So this time, see, go ahead and use my Dire Beast, send in my pet. I use my Kill command, Cobra Shot to get it off cooldown, and Barb Shot as well. The Barb Shot does damage over time, can give you focus. And what I like to use with Barb Shot is I like to use it because you have 2 charges, but I don't like to use them at the same time. I wait till the other one is almost done with his damage time with the DOT, and I use it right before it expires. So again, Dire Beast, Kill command, Cobra Shot to get Kill command ready off its cooldown, and you just kind of rinse and repeat that, and use Barb Shot and even Chimera Shot if that's what you picked, of course. And that is the general rotation. You can see they're pretty useful. And with the Mend Pet ability, if you saw in that little corner in the top left, the boss or the enemies do like 700 damage, and the Mend Pet heals it for like 2100. That's like 3 times the amount. It heals for 3 times the amount of the damage it takes, right? So that's pretty overpowered in the sense that you can pretty much pull anything and have very long lasting fights. Like you see, this is a rare elite. I'm doing a solo here. I just use that Stampede ability, as you can see. Very cool animation, and it does a lot of damage for a good amount of time. You can really take out a whole crowd of people. So you see, long term, it's okay. The damage is not insane, but it's certainly consistent. You just follow the rotation and use your abilities here and there. I forgot to use Bestial Wrath. It just gives you 25% damage buff, but of course that helps out. So that's the general quick overview of the Beastmaster class. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next video with World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth.